In the economy this week, more good news on inflation. GDP had a better than expected second quarter, mixed messages on the health of the economy, and the housing market continues to stumble. Let's get into it. Before we begin, remember to like this video and subscribe for more economic updates. Unsurprisingly, this week's data highlight was provided by the Personal Consumption Expenditures Price Index for June, the last report on inflation before the Federal Reserve gathers next week for its July policy meeting. On Friday, the Commerce Department reported that headline PCE, which includes all goods and services, rose 0.1 of a point for the month and 2.5% year over year. The annual rate came in 0.1 of a point faster than projected, but also 0.1 of a point slower than the rate in May. As for core PCE, which excludes more volatile food and energy prices, that rose 0.2 of a point last month, while the annual rate landed at 2.6%, which is equal to the May number. The PCE figures for last month are seen as more evidence that prices are generally slowing overall, which bodes well for the prospects of an interest rate cut in the near term. Presently, traders say there's a 100% chance the Fed will cut interest rates at its meeting in September. The Commerce Department also checked in this week with its first estimate for GDP growth in the second quarter, revealing that the economy expanded at a faster than expected pace from April through June. According to the data, GDP in Q2 increased at an annualized rate of 2.8%, double the pace set in the first quarter and nearly a full percentage point faster than the economists had projected. Many observers question the sustainability of the consumer spending that's been driving most of GDP, with analysts at the Conference Board forecasting economic growth in the third quarter to come in around 1% annualized. On Wednesday, S&P Global provided some insights into the current condition of the economy with the release of its Manufacturing and Services Purchasing Managers Indexes for July. Two different numbers seem to tell two different stories about economic conditions right now. On the upside, Services PMI came in stronger than anticipated, climbing to a measure of 56 from the 55.3 recorded in June. Economists had expected Services PMI to drop slightly this month to 55 even. The July number is the highest for Services PMI in 28 months. On the downside, Manufacturing PMI came in at its lowest level in 7 months, declining below the critical measure of 50 that distinguishes expansion from contraction. The metric fell more than 2 points in July to 49.5 from 51.6 in June. The drop was also steeper than that projected by economists, who were looking for manufacturing PMI to land at 51.4, just 0.2 of a point below the June number. On Tuesday, the National Association of Realtors reported that sales for previously owned homes fell to their lowest monthly pace since December. According to the numbers, existing homes sold at a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 3.89 million, roughly 210,000 fewer than in May, which represents a month-over-month decline by 5.4%. The annual rate of decline was also 5.4%. Economists had expected sales to come in at 4 million, which would have been a drop by only about 100,000, roughly half the actual number. June marks the fourth consecutive month sales of existing homes have fallen. Analysts continue to point to elevated mortgage rates and prices as the principal obstacle to home sales right now. And finally this week, a government report showed that sales of new homes sputtered last month as well. On Wednesday, the Census Bureau revealed that new single-family homes sold in June at a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 617,000, a decline of 0.6 of a point from the May number and a drop by 7.4% from last June. The figure surprised economists who had expected to see sales come in at 630,000. That's it for now. Be sure to join us again on Monday when we continue to let you know what's happening in the economy. This is Devlin Steele for Augusta Precious Metals, signing out.